All right, you would have seen in the last episode that I went to all the trouble of changing this mirror. I've got a real problem with this door though. Namely, that it doesn't latch shut. It's got no door handle. It's got nothing inside here, and it's pretty poor condition as well. But I randomly found myself a solution this weekend. Here it is, another rusty door. Okay, well, aside from being white, that's a happy coincidence. This one is not much better, but it does have all the bits and pieces in here, and one distinct difference from this one, a working and not smashed window. There is nothing in this one. So grab this one just for the sake of having a window in there. And it's only a day ago that I swapped those over, but I'm gonna have to swap them again, but I'm chucking this one on. So before we do anything else today, this is going on.
You're probably looking at this door and going, it's even more rusty than the other one, and you'd be right. Look, the main reason I wanted to get this one on there was for the window. The 40's parked outside, so it's pretty easy for the elements to get in if it's not covered. That's going on for now, but the old door's probably going back on eventually, and I'll swap everything over into it.
That's a good start. Right, I've scored myself a fresh little bumper for this thing. Looks like that. Genuine bumper. Bit of patina on it, so it looks the part. They're worth a bit for these, so I'm stoked to have it, but it cost me a pretty penny. Anyway, gonna chuck that on. Made of steel. First thing I want to do is get rid of whatever this is. I'm not sure what this was used for. I think it was, look, it was being used on a farm, so could have been anything. Single wire, who knows? But it runs from that all the way to the back of the tray, so I'm gonna pull it out first. What is this? I don't know why this exists. So yeah, all right, I've pulled that out. Had no purpose whatsoever. One wire coming out here, another wire ending up there. There was no reason for it to be there. So putting this bumper on, probably would like to replace these eventually, but I also would like to have something that stops me from catching my legs on that every time I'm working on it. So that lines up there, that lines up there. That it's pretty well worked out. All right, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Settle down, friend. All right, so I'm betting those bolts fit. I've owned Toyotas before. They fit. Get some fresh. All right, one here. Oh, they might not be the right length. Okay, I underestimated that. I really thought they were going to be long enough. Okay, they need another 5 mil or so. Got the right nuts, but not the right bolts. Okay. All right, we got some bolts. That one and that one. All right, in there you go. Now I got some nuts to go on there. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Does anyone else make this face when you're tightening nuts? On. On there. Right. Bull bar is on. All right. That looks much better. All right, we're done.
This week, I had a few goodies turn up from the boys at Mr Landcruiser. These weren't super important or urgent parts, but items I wanted to get on to indulge in making the 45 a bit better to look at. First up was a fresh set of genuine Landcruiser badges, as the 40 didn't come with any, and from the bit of effort it took to get them on, it looked like it hadn't had them for some time. Next, I wanted to get rid of the crusty munted indicators that were sitting on the front to give the old thing a bit more dignity. The old ones took a bit of effort to get off here, and one side, the bolt mount was so rusty that it needed to be grinded off. I haven't wired these in yet, but just this little refresh already has me that much more stoked to look at this thing.
All right, here's my exciting purchase for the weekend. The 40 series is going to need some serious bodywork soon. Bit of rust, couple of plates I need to put into a few little spots. So bought myself a welder. I've never had a welder before. I've done welding before, and honestly, probably what's put me off buying a welder for such a long time has been that I wanted to buy a TIG and not a MIG. But now that I have this project, the demand for using a MIG is going to be much greater. I always wanted a TIG to do some nice, neat stuff. I want to do like alley piping and all sorts of things like that. This is going to be perfect for the bodywork. Put the word out to a few people to ask what their recommendations from, and everyone came back with the Uni-MIG Vipers around the 185 mark, and gas. Gas is the plan. So this is a gasless one. I need to go buy a gas bottle, but I managed to pick this up this weekend. I haven't even opened it yet. I bought it yesterday, I haven't even touched it. So it's late Sunday night. I've just been working on the 40 series in the dark, out in the ground, but I'm gonna indulge myself and just open this up and have a look. I won't get a chance to use it tonight. Probably won't get a chance to use it for a week or two. You'll see some videos coming up shortly of me probably practicing to use this, and then I'll finally get stuck into some actual bits and pieces, and hopefully some fabrication stuff later down the line. I'm no expert, but we'll see how we go. All right, so I got the bundle thing with this. I was gonna buy just the MIG by itself. I ended up getting this for an absolute score of a price, which was just basically the same. I think it was like 12 bucks more than the welder just by itself. So I got a welding trolley that comes with it. It's heavy, like you don't have to cart that around. And this comes with gloves, wire, bunch of extra accessories and things like that. So the main thing I was worried about getting in a bundle was the helmet. So I really wanted to get not the greatest quality welding helmet in the world, but I wanted to get a good one. I wanted to get one that auto dims, has the right amount of shades. I was trying to do a little bit of research to make sure I'm not getting one that was too cheap. I often hear people say, look, spend the money on your helmet. And this one looks, the one they tucked into this bundle, it looks like they put one of their like really good ones into it. So I'm stoked. All right, have a quick look inside here. Basically gonna open this up. There's a welder. And then it's another weekend where I'm Sunday night and I'm stuffed from, well, I haven't even been working on the car that much. I've been editing the whole time. But I'm stuffed, I'm gonna go eat some food, and I've got a video that I'm uploading tonight as we speak, and then I'm gonna watch some YouTube, which again, I hope you guys are doing. A couple of spares, bits and pieces, a couple of cooking gloves. What's this? Oh Jesus, that's heavy. Oh, the welding wire. Very much a novice on this, so learning as I go, but flux wire apparently is what you want if you're welding without gas, but my intention is to weld only with gas. So I'm told this should be the right stuff. So we'll find out for sure later. Exciting. Helmet. Probably the lightest part of the thing. I ride motorcycles. Bruh. That's probably a better quality bag than most motorcycle helmets I've spent $800 plus on. Oh, it's got a little pocket, so that's exciting. There it is. I'm more interested in the bag at the moment. It's got a little pocket on the front of it. Don't know what that's for. Anyway, just thought that was an interesting little thing to notice. Welding helmet, there we go. Okay, welder. Earth lead, regulator for gas. So I looked into a couple of cheaper ones of these, which I really would have preferred to spend less, but none of them came with regulators or leads and all sorts of other stuff, and these just had the name for them. So the torch for it. So this does stick as well, like I'm ever gonna use that. That's the actual welding unit. exciting. I'm not going to unravel that too much right now because I will get into it later. Right, so I'm excited to get stuck into that. I'm gonna go buy a bottle of gas and we'll get going.
With the new bottle of gas, I wasted no time in getting in a little bit of practice. I also picked myself up a neat welding table from Extra Machinery to help on those jobs that I can keep off the car.
All right, not sure if I'm calling this one a happy accident or an unfortunate miracle, but I was shuffling this out of the spot the other day, and then clutch gave out. Clutch slave, I'm pretty sure. So I can't actually move it forward or backwards. Anyway, I can't even get it in gear. As much as that sucks, probably couldn't be a better spot for it to be stopped. I got the parts pretty quick for it, but it could have sat there as long as it needed for them to turn up. There's still feel in the pedal, so don't necessarily know if it's definitely the slave that died. Could be the master, could be both. At any rate, both need to be changed. So when grabbed, new ones are them. So I've grabbed those. Before I do anything else, I need to replace these because it can't go anywhere. I don't even particularly really want to be doing this right here, but I can't move it, so I have to. We've got a new clutch slave, and I was pretty sure it was the clutch slave that went out, but if I'm breaking the lines, bought a new clutch master as well to chuck in at the same time. So we'll do that, and hopefully I can move it again. So obviously they're old as hell. They're going to need to be replaced anyway. I can't even see where there's clutch slave is all the way down there, covered in sawdust or whatever else. So just start getting these out, hey? All right, that's the clutch slave in there, next to what looks to be a bird's nest.
What the hell is even that?
And I'll get that off. All right, just gonna see how this is clipped in. So there we go, simple split pin. So I just gotta pull that out. Quickly running out of sunlight here, so I think I'm only gonna get these out, maybe the other one's in, and I'll have to bleed the rest another day, I think. But the more I can get done this afternoon, the less I need to do later. Right, those two look the same, so that's a good start. And looking at the clutch slave, I'm pretty sure they look the same, so I think we're onto a win here. See how much more of this I can film this afternoon, but as you can see, the sun is going down. I don't want to be working on this in the dark. I can stop, but I'd like to get most of it done up until the point where I need to bleed it. So see how much more footage I get. That's disconnected. I was hoping I was going to be able to disconnect it from the line down there, but I'm thinking it's going to be a lot easier if I just disconnect this line, take the hose out with it, and then get it into a vise, rather than munching any brake fittings. Yuck. That is flogged.
A new weekend, and as mundane as it is, I've been looking forward to pulling out the interior of this thing and just giving it a clean. It's had 20 odd years on a farm with not much love, so there was plenty of dirt and debris to clean out. This was a bit of a miscellaneous jobs day, so after cleaning out the interior, I started to tackle some bits that have been bugging me. Some bird shit welds on the tray, as well as a munted passenger side step. I'll have to straighten this out or buy a new one, but I also wanted it out of the way to start straightening out the main part of the body, which is going to require some new metal welded in.
Right, something I'm starting on first in terms of the bodywork is this door. So this is the original door that actually came with the car. I've since bought another door which had all the bits and pieces inside it that I needed, and I was hoping that would be a better quality door, but I think I've determined that this one's the better one to be starting with. The other one has quite a bit of rust down the bottom. This one seems to be fairly intact, so I'm gonna start cleaning this up. There's a couple of bits that could be improved with this one, but I'm pretty sure I can pinch it from the other one. So just this afternoon, I'm just gonna start cleaning this one up. There's a little bit of bog you can see in there. I'll see if I can peel that back and see how much I need to actually replace with metal, but we'll get stuck into it. Something we didn't get to do in the last video was the fuel filter. I better find that. Where is it? Found it. Fuel filter. It's on the other side. Don't know why I'm talking about it from this side. Got to do a fuel filter. Last video you would have seen I've done engine oil, gearbox, transfer, diff oils, and everything like that. In terms of a complete service, probably the thing I really like to do as well is a fuel filter. These ones are a little bit hard to find. The only place I could find it in stock was Mr Landcruiser in Brisbane, which is an incredible place for almost everything I need for this. But Repco, Supercheap, all those places don't have this. So had to order that, and I'm gonna see if I can whack this in this video amongst all the other things that I'm doing. Let's go. Probably can't hear anything right now, but there is a serious rainstorm coming this way, and I just heard a good bit of thunder, so I better get this sorted. The right size. I don't know why I decided to do this right now. Righto, that's put a pretty good end to me working on this weekend. So I've had, it's Easter long weekend, just in case I didn't mention that before. I've got a good couple of days putting into this thing. Don't feel like I've actually achieved much, but there's a couple of weekends before that I've filmed in this, but that's gonna be the end of this video. Coming up, I've got a lot more. There's still, I need to do a windscreen replacement for this. I need to do suspension. There's a bit of rust work I need to tackle. So obviously I've bought the welder. I'm gonna try and get stuck into that and do that as best as I possibly can. But we've done a fair bit over this episode, so I'm stoked to get a little bit done incrementally. I'm happy to have done more and more for this each weekend. It feels like I've got an absolute mountain to climb, which I do, but we're gonna get there as long as the rain holds off. I can put it in the garage, but it's a lot more effort. Anyway, for now, that's me done for this weekend. See you next one.